The ruling government of Burkina Faso isn't the type of government we currently have in most African countries. They are totally different. They are different and they mean business, ladies and gentlemen. You see, homosexuality in Burkina Faso prior to 2024 wasn't a crime according to their constitution and wasn't a major subject of discussion because it wasn't publicly practiced. But it became a subject needing attention when the rainbow flag of the LGBTQ plus community was raised by people in Burkina Faso, particularly on social media platforms. This was when people's attention was drawn to it, specifically people in leadership and religious positions in the country's attention were drawn to the fact that the constitution of Burkina Faso was silent on the practice of that particular lifestyle. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on which side you stand, the good captain was in charge of the nation's affairs. And so, in July of 2024, a draft law was immediately proposed to the transitional parliament for amendment. The draft law sought to criminalize homosexuality at all levels, whether in practice or propagation. And just yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, the law got passed and now in full effect. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has signed it into law, making Burkina Faso a part of half of Africa's 54 nations that has criminalized the act. So far, almost every single country in the West, as predicted, is against the law. They call it as a hate law or human rights violation law, an anti-human law. They see themselves to be the repository of all knowledge and a moral standard to the world. They determine what is acceptable and what is not. So they say it's an abuse and that's how it's supposed to be. This is how they've been relevant in world politics and in social lives. Now, they see a new set of generation that isn't towing their lines. This is their problem. This is one of the reasons why they would want the man dead. The fact that he's able to make this kind of decision, irrespective of the level of international backlash, is insane. This tells of how Africa, ladies and gentlemen, has never been short of men with balls. However, these types of men usually don't get involved in politics until it's totally necessary. So every now and then, we get to experience the likes of such men like Traoré. Traoré is this generation's Kwame Nkrumah.